Happy Monday. We are live from Disney's Contemporary Resort. Just in time for some Monday motivation, and honestly, the sun just started rising. It's perfect timing, and we're in a great location. So excited for today's stream. Good morning, Lady Kirk. Good morning, Lynette. Thanks for being here. It is a gorgeous Monday morning here in Orlando, Florida. I found a nice quiet little spot. And as I say that, of course, we have a cast member hard at work behind us. But he's driving away. Okay. Hey, Captain Kirk, good morning. Just hanging out here on the beach area in between the Contemporary and Bay Lake Towers. I wanted to sit on these beautiful Adirondack chairs. They're covered in dew. So we are just hanging out off to the side here. Look at that gorgeous sunrise. This is perfect timing. We got lots to talk about today. Start your engines. That's right. Yep, we are getting motivated this Monday morning. Thank you all so much for being here. As you're entering, please hit that like button. It pushes out the stream to more and more people, and we want to just spread that positivity early in the week to, yes, start our engines and get a good flow to our week. So the more likes we get, the more people see the stream, and the more positivity we spread. So please, and it's a compliment to me too, so I appreciate you. Beautiful sunrise, right? Oh, perfect timing. So nice. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit because come on with this view. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been around for a while, welcome back. I appreciate you just the same. Hello, Christina. Thanks for being here. And if you're new, consider subscribing. We go live every Monday morning, unless there's a holiday or a weird week, but I always make an effort to go live at least once a week so I can share things that I'm learning in my own life with all of you. And definitely be sure to hit that bell for all notifications so you'll be notified every time I go live. Working on getting some more shorts uploaded as well, so you'll be notified when those come out. And I also want to thank my Patreons for their support. Honestly, they're keeping me going. I appreciate their support over the past couple of months. And if that's something that you are interested in, you can check out my Patreon. You can go to learningwithlaw.com or patreon.com/learningwithlaw. Either one of those will get you to my Patreon, and you can check out which level is right for you. I'm so excited for our stream today because we're going to be talking about, good morning, Mark Mueller. We're going to be talking about some of the things that I've been reading. I actually went to a great seminar, I guess you would call it, last week, and I want to share some of those teachings with you as well. So lots of information to share. So this is going to be a really, really great stream. So I appreciate you being here and sticking around to the end. All right, and for those that are new, that are not sure what goes on with my live streams, I want to bring to you some of the things that I'm learning through my life experiences, through podcasts, through reading, and I just want to share that with people because knowledge is power. And you know, if you want, and one of my biggest values is growth and well-being, and sharing that with people is something that keeps me going. And you know, it's important to share. It makes the world a better place. So that is why we are all here today. And I want to let you know that this is a judgment-free zone. Everyone in the chat is super positive, super friendly and welcoming. So please don't feel afraid to share in the chat or ask any questions, because everyone is super kind. Ah, great shot there with the boat in the background too. Beautiful. So since we have such a great view of the sunrise, I'm going to take a minute and zip it for about 30 seconds. So you could take this all in, reflect on your weekend, think about your intentions for the week, or maybe just take a moment of silence and gratitude. But yeah, so take it all in. I'll give you a few seconds of silence. We have some friends here with us this morning. Got some ducks hanging out. It was really cute because I was spending some time here reflecting before I started the stream. And the ducks, there's about 3 of them over here. I don't know if you could see the other one kind of in the water over there. But they were just sitting and looking out at the sunrise. It was really cute. They were just having a moment themselves before they started to look for some food. So they were just hanging out and staring out into this beautiful, beautiful horizon. So I thought it was super cute. But yeah. There was a blue heron here a little while ago too. I'm actually gonna post some pictures on my Instagram once I'm finished with the stream. And I did want to, mention something regarding the seminar that I went to last week. So it kind of really helped me to realign my focus on kind of what we're doing here every Monday. Putting these thoughts into words. I have so many things I want to talk about. And I did go to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, so Dunkin' Donuts hits a little bit different with their double espresso, so bear with me. So yes, last Tuesday I did go to a personal development, a business growth seminar. I did go with Peter. It was really awesome. It was all day, and they had different motivational speakers there. And the headliner, one of my favorite motivational speakers, David Goggins, was there. And if you don't know David Goggins, he is probably the most badass person ever in the world. He's written books. He's done a lot of, interviews on podcasts, and he is just an amazing person. Has been through so much in his life, and just Google him if you have never heard of him after the stream. But he is a very, very mentally tough man. So it was super cool to see him kind of speak at this seminar. And it kind of fueled me a little bit, and I'm really excited in being intentional moving forward about, kind of where I want to take this channel and my business. So just to briefly mention, I am an English teacher. I teach virtually online. I also tutor students in reading and writing. And I am a life coach as well. And I'm looking to grow my tutoring and my life coaching business because I believe that growth happens at any age. So with teenagers and kids, I really want to help wherever I can in the areas of reading and writing. So I do have a couple of students that I work with virtually, looking to expand that, especially in the summer, to just kind of get kids ahead of the game as they're ready to, yes, they want to decompress over the summer, but we can still kind of sharpen those skills as we move through the summer. And then also working with adults to help transform lives. So if you are somebody that is interested in either one of those areas, or you know someone that's interested, all I ask is that you pass my name along, because I feel like I never really ask for help. And I am doing that now. I have a 90-day goal to, again, at this seminar, they wanted us to focus in on a 90-day goal, and my 90-day goal is to pay off all of my credit cards. And yeah, the best way to do that is through my business. So referrals are a huge compliment. So if anyone knows someone, or if you are interested yourself, please reach out to me. I have all of my information in the description below. And going back to Instagram, that's how this whole thing started. My Instagram used to be private, but now I am opening it up because I want people to see my life, because I practice what I preach. So I want to open that up to everyone. So if you are interested in following me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is learningwithlaw55. So if that is something that is interesting to you, or if you're considering it and you just want to kind of see how I live my life every day, you can check out my Instagram. It is now open for everyone. And you can reach out to me there as well. So after seeing David Goggins and being super inspired by the things that he was talking about, I know that I was reading a different book on last week's stream, but I pivoted, and now now I am reading David Goggins' first book, Can't Hurt Me, and I want to share some of that knowledge with you guys here on the stream. And I do love the sunrise, but I kind of want to take you guys on a little walk, since we are at the Contemporary, and we can kind of walk through there, walk around the grounds, do a little resort tour, and also check out Bay Lake Tower as well. So although the sunrise is gorgeous, I do want to give you guys a little tour. We'll do a little walk and talk. We'll probably make our way back in this direction in a little bit as well. So something really, really cool and interesting in the beginning of David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, he has a little introduction, and he talks about this little, I don't want to say saying, but it's kind of like a little story that this Persian philosopher talked about. And he's from the 5th century. But he said 1 out of every 100 men, 10 people shouldn't be there. 80 of those people are targets. 9 are the real fighters. And we are lucky to have them, for they make the battle, but only 1 is the warrior. So he talks about how 1 out of every 100 people, there is 1 person that's going above and beyond. There is 1 person that is doing the most, right? And is not living an average life. So I love that take on, you know, if you want to be someone who stands out amongst the rest, and, you know, if you want to push yourself and challenge yourself, you're rare, right? 1 out of every 100 people, again, according to this Persian philosopher. And he says, from the time you take your first breath, you are eligible to die, right? And when you sit down and think about it, it's true. Once we start living, there's, you know, at any moment you can die. I know that sounds grim, but he goes on to say, you are also eligible to find your greatness and become the one warrior, right? So it's basically seize the moment, right? We don't know how long we're going to be here for, but if we are able to, you know, live each moment with purpose and drive and the willingness to grow, then we're going to, you know, have a fulfilling life. And immediately, you know, this resonated with me, because I'm the type of person that, again, like I said, one of my values is growth. And I believe that every single day we should take opportunities to learn new things and become the best version of ourselves. And really, that's my intention behind starting this channel, was to teach people, right? As a teacher, it's something that I find fulfilling. I want to share information with others. I want to help you become the best version of yourself. So that really stood out to me. I love this boardwalk here. It's so beautiful. And I know I've streamed here before, but I had mentioned that this is really new to me. I've walked around the Contemporary before, but I didn't realize how nice of a little boardwalk they have here, or a little dock rather. And over there in the distance, I'm gonna zoom in, you can see there's Fort Wilderness, and they're doing some construction. They're adding a hotel portion of Fort Wilderness, which has some mixed reviews as of now. Some people are not happy with that, but you know, everything changes and we're making progress. So got to be able to adapt to new things that are coming. Hey, Stephen Noon, good morning. And a big thing with David Goggins is he talks about mastering your mind, right? And only you are the one that can master your mind, right? Nobody can do that for you. And he says, mastering your mind is what you need to do in order to live a bold life fulfilled with accomplishments that most people consider beyond their capability. And again, he talks about being someone who stands out among the rest, somebody who's willing to go the extra mile, and that is a rare person to do that. We got a very active bird this morning. Oh, that sunrise is so gorgeous. So I challenge you to think about, how have you been living your life, right? And even if you want to just take a snapshot at the past 6 months, right? Because we're halfway through the year. And maybe there's an area in your life that you want to really focus on to improve. Like, what is that one weak spot that you have in your life? And what are some things that you want to do to improve that area of your life? Maybe it's relationships, maybe it's your finances, maybe it's your health. Think about what area of your life you'd like to improve. And what are some steps that you need to take in order to improve that? Hey, Bill, good morning. I also challenge you to think about what factors are limiting your growth and your success. So what are some things that are standing in your way? And it's a really good idea. I love, and I've always talked about on this stream, it's a good idea to journal and write down the thoughts that, when you start planning about growth and change and your goals, putting it down on paper is going to make it more concrete. And it's going to fuel your success. Hey, Peaches, good morning. Already on my way to work, early start today, graduation. Hey, Peter, good morning. Peaches, we have graduation this morning. My goodness, that's exciting. So I'm, as an English teacher, I love writing, right? And I just feel like once you get your thoughts down on paper, it becomes concrete. It's real. It's a tangible thing. It's not just something that's in your head. So that helps you be a little bit more intentional about these goals, about these changes that you want to make. And Goggins talks about, like, in order to change, you have to work through things, right? So we can talk about change until we're blue in the face, but if we don't take the steps that we need and work through our trauma, our past experiences, our struggles, we're not going to make that change. It's good to, have the thought of, like, I want to change in these areas, but if you're not making the effort and taking the steps to move forward, you're not going to get there. Your niece/goddaughter is graduating. Oh, that's so exciting. Take lots of pictures. Super cool. I grew up in New York on Long Island, and for me, graduating high school was like a non-negotiable. Obviously, I knew I was going to do that and move on to college and graduate college and all that. But, moving to Florida and teaching down here, I realized that it's not a path for everyone to graduate high school. Like, it's not just something that everyone does. And they don't, maybe it's something generational in their family. That's not something that they hold value there. So I think it's important to think about, too, graduation, it's a big deal. And if you're someone out there listening, or you have someone that's graduating or graduated recently, really celebrate that for them, because it's not always something that is a given for everyone. And depending on your family and your family values, it might not be a path that is encouraged. So I love that you're going to celebrate your niece. That's super exciting. And I wish her all the best. Peaches says, I was also a journalism major, and I truly believe that journaling helped me get my thoughts on paper and manifest them to reality. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those that are Patreons, I am going to be doing a manifestation group coaching call later this month. I think it's the 21st. I don't know. It's a Monday. I'm going to post it on the Patreon. But we're going to be doing, the focus of that call is going to be manifestation and visualization. So Patreons, look out for that. If you're not a Patreon and you want to be, go to learningwithlaw.com. The top 2 levels will have access to that 30-minute group coaching call. Look at these ducks. Oh, we have a heron over here as well. Just hanging out in the water. I love that we can always find a little quiet place at the resorts in the morning before the hustle and bustle. Honestly, like, before doing all of these live streams every Monday, I never realized how quiet these resorts can get. And I hope that, if you're someone coming down to Disney, I've shared some peaceful spots with you. If you're an early riser if you're here right now, but little areas that you can kind of take a quiet moment to yourself before the craziness of, your vacation begins. "23rd, thank you, Lynette." Lynette knows better than I do. So it's May, I'm going back in time. June 23rd at 6 p.m. is when we're going to do the group coaching call. Thank you, Lynette. So David Goggins has a very, I'll say, blunt way of talking about things, right? He is a no nonsense, no excuses attitude, and believes that anyone can get through anything if you just put your mind to it, right? Reading his book, I am just over 50 pages in, and the things that he has been through in his life, and it's a long book. I think it's over 300 pages, and already it's like things that I could never even imagine someone going through. And he is an extremely successful human being. So it just goes to show that anyone can get through anything and still be successful in their life. So I mean, I'm not even halfway through the book, and I already recommend it to anyone who's looking for, some motivation or a swift kick in the booty to get you fired up, for sure. I mean, one thing that I just wrote down, it seems so basic and so simple, but he says, confront it and get real. Like, tackle it head on. Whatever tough time is happening in your life, you need to confront it, right? And be aware of it and not shy away from it and get real, right? Like, I think of somebody like suited up with all this padding, like a football player, ready to kind of tackle the person in front of them, taking charge. That's what I see when I hear that statement. Just confront it and get real. What are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do with this obstacle in front of you? And I know that for me anyway, I have these negative thoughts, right? Sometimes that's what's holding me back. I self-sabotage, right? And I've said it on many streams that it's important to realize that not all of your thoughts are facts, right? And you should be selective with the thoughts that you have in your mind, which ones to believe and which ones to, maybe discard. And through a meditation that I was doing the other day, I do a lot of guided meditations. Something that really resonated with me was the person that was leading the guided meditation said, if a thought comes into your mind, you should, label it. I was like, oh, okay. So meaning like, is it a planning thought? Like you're thinking about like the things you need to do in the day, or judging, like a judgment. You're thinking about either yourself or someone else and passing judgment on them. Is it a worrying thought? Which I have a lot of those. Are you thinking back on something, right? Something that happened years ago and it's now just returning to your brain. But labeling those thoughts, right, and kind of classifying them, number one, it brings awareness to that thought. And number two, in doing that, you're able to, in your mind, kind of figure out, okay, where does this thought fall in my life, right? Is it something that I should be paying attention to, or is it something that I should just let go? So I thought that was super interesting, and it's something that I want to carry with me, right? Just labeling the types of thoughts that I'm having. Hey, Kelsey, good morning. So on my other stream that I did here at the Contemporary, Kelsey came for a little walk with me. So I'm reminded of that as I'm walking around now to parts of the resort that I never really even knew existed. It's so beautiful here. Captain Kirk says, the power of the mind lies in the ability to influence our emotions, perceptions, and ultimately our reality. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, we can influence our emotions, our perceptions, and our reality. Look at these gorgeous flowers. Are you kidding? And we could see the dewdrops on the flowers. Wow. I wish I could screenshot this right now, but I cannot. This is reminding me. So we stayed at the Riviera. Was it last week? Was that last week? That feels like forever ago. Or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. My concept of time is not the best right now because I'm just like living in the moment. But we did a stream at the Riviera because we had a little staycation for my birthday. And it was or no, maybe, I don't know. But Peter and I went back to the resort. We did a nature walk, and I made a short and posted that yesterday. So if you haven't seen that yet, if you want to check that out after the stream, you can. But it was absolutely gorgeous. I loved this nature walk because they do that at Caribbean Beach and at the Riviera, since they are on the same property. And you kind of do a little self-guided tour. Ooh, there's a bee in there. And I posted that short. I took pictures and video. Absolutely gorgeous resort that I've walked around many, many times, but this actually forces you to slow down and really take in nature. And we went on a sensory walk. Oh my goodness, it was super cool. So sensory walks utilize all the 5 senses. So they wanted us to feel the cool breeze, which honestly, it was a warm breeze, to, listen for rustling in the trees, the buzzing of an insect, and then to look at a pattern, looking for like a cool pattern somewhere in nature, finding a plant that you've never seen before. What else was on there? Listening, feeling, seeing. Well, there was more, but you want to check out that short. It was super cool. I share all the different flowers and plant life and things that I saw during that nature walk. So it was pretty cool. I know, Kelsey, yeah. So we did that stream back in February. It feels like it was last month. I can't believe it was that long ago. So crazy. And I really, again, love this little walk. I would never think the Contemporary would be this quiet and have this much of a view of a lake. This is so beautiful. The monorail comes through here. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Things that I just never realized were here. Also, going back to the stream at the Riviera, it was an amazing stream. If you haven't seen that one, you definitely want to check it out after this one, because we did end up in Epcot at the end of that stream, so that was super cool. But I received an email from one of my viewers. I don't want to put that person on blast and say who it was, but he reached out to me and said, love your morning streams, they're amazing. And he goes, just a word of advice. Why don't you put your Venmo and PayPal in your description in case anyone wants to support you that way? And I said, I don't know why I never thought of that. So going back to my 90-day goal of trying to pay off my credit cards, hey, if you want to support me but don't want to become a Patreon, you could check out, I do have my Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App in the description below. Absolutely no pressure, but I received an email from a viewer asking for it. So ask and you shall receive. It is in the description. Hey, Lynette, I love that. Lynette says, that short encouraged me to finally get flowers for my flower boxes. Beautiful. And look at these flowers. I honestly can smell them just standing here. It smells so good. Love. Lynette, you're gonna have to share pictures once you get those flowers put in and planted, and share them with us. I would love to see. Can I get in here? Oh, we have the activities. Love looking at an activity board. Pickleball clinic. Love that. It's complimentary. We did that once. Well, that's cool. They have the Disney Fit Yoga Friday at 6:30. Maybe that's something I'll do on a stream. Friday at 6:30. I love that. And it doesn't seem like it's more of a family experience, but it is designed for all levels. incorporates various poses set to your favorite Disney music. Maybe I'll do that on Friday and live stream it. Silent disco, that's super fun. Yeah, because honestly, the other resorts to the yoga in the mornings, and sometimes they're right during the time that I have to work, so makes it a little bit more challenging for me. But maybe I'll do the one on Friday night. Oh, here is a little sneak peek of the mosaics that they do. $25 plus tax. That's actually not too bad, considering. I don't know where I'm going. I would like to get back to the lobby. How do I do that? I don't know. We're just gonna walk this way. I don't know where I'm going. It says exit ahead, but it said that on the other 3 paths as well, so I don't really know. But I want here. I'm trying to be quiet because it's still early. That like button, please do. Again, it pumps the stream out to more and more people. We spread that positivity on Monday morning. And even consider subscribing. Hit that bell for all notifications. Hey, I might be going live Friday at 6:30 for some yoga if you want to join. But you want to make sure you have that bell on so you'll be notified if I decide to go live. Okay, this clearly is not the lobby, but I'll take it. We'll go out here. Yeah, got me closer. Okay. I have a sense of direction. We got it. Absolutely gorgeous morning. This is the quietest I've ever seen the pool. Nobody's in there. It's a nice big pool here. So I definitely want to talk to you about the event that I went to last week. So this event is called Aspire, and they do this Aspire tour all throughout the country. So if you're in another state and you want to Google it, and maybe it's something that's interesting to you, you can see where their next tour stop will be. And they have different people come to speak at each of the tours, so that changes up a little bit, but I'm going to talk about what some of the speakers mentioned, just little tidbits of information. And I don't think I mentioned this in the beginning of the stream, but like I said on past streams, you know, I'm bringing to you information that resonated with me, the things that stood out to me. It's the Spark Notes version of everything, right? So, and I am not an expert, but I'm bringing things to you that kind of stood out to me. So take it or leave it. That is up to you. Let's head inside. Ooh, the AC is pumping. We got Steakhouse 71 right here. I think I'm going to take a minute right. I want to head check out Contemporary Grounds. I love that. They got some coffee, some teas, croissants and muffins. Good morning. Thank you. Look at these smoothies. We love a good smoothie. All right. But I cannot. I've had way too much caffeine already. All right. We're going to head back out into the humidity. I love a little humid morning when it's not too hot yet. Look at these gorgeous flowers. But I feel like, let me just clean the lens. Okay. I think it steamed up a little bit. Hey, Alex, good morning. I love all of the plants here at the Contemporary as well. It just makes me feel like I'm in a jungle. Everybody's starting their day. Good morning. The magic is just beginning. Can you feel it? I feel it. Hey, Alyssa. Good morning. Can you feel it? So we're gonna hop on over to Bay Lake Tower. And maybe we'll take a little walk over to the Magic Kingdom just to see what's happening over there. But let's first go to Bay Lake so we can take one last look at the horizon because it is gorgeous. The sunrise this morning was amazing. If you're just joining us now, after the stream has completed, you definitely want to go back. Ooh, look at that bird. Go back to the beginning of the stream because we started with the beautiful, beautiful sunrise over the lake. Got a little egret, it looks like, hanging out in the parking lot. Hey, Eric, good morning. But yeah, like I said, I do want to talk about this Aspire conference that we had. Lots of different speakers. It was from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Learned a lot that day. Ooh, look at this guy. I don't want to scare him, but here we go. You know me and my birds, guys. You know. Bay Lake Tower. Here we go. So it's not going to have any like rhyme or reason, the things that I'm sharing with you, because they were kind of just random thoughts that came out through the day. We had all different speakers, so I just kind of journaled about it. So bear with me with my random takeaways. But one of them was blaming others means you're giving away your power. Oh, look at this beautiful picture here. I love that. And then on this side, with the fireworks, super cool. Super cool. So I love that. That kind of stood out to me too when you blame other people, right? And you don't take accountability, right? You are giving your power. When you can actually take responsibility for your actions, and I didn't realize I was zoomed in, sorry. When you take accountability for your actions, when you accept responsibility for things that you've done, there's power in that. So one of the speakers was David Meltzer. I really liked hearing from him. He said that everything is an opportunity, regardless of your experience, even if in your mind it was it's something negative that's going on and there's an obstacle, there's a challenge that you're going through, look at it as an opportunity instead of as an obstacle. And I loved that perspective. Trying to catch up with the chat. Ken says, love an early morning at Bay Lake. Me too. Mark Mueller says, Aspire also has a 3-day virtual conference, 6:20 to 6:22. I've been seeing in my feed. Yes. They do have a lot of virtual stuff as well. There was one that Peter and I signed up for. It was a free virtual one. I'm not sure the dates of that. It might be this one that you're talking about, but it's about like being a speaker, which was pretty cool. Look at this beautiful little flower bundle on this tree. Gorge. We got a cool little pool area here. He also goes on to say, the more you give, the more you are given. So that kind of goes without saying, right? Whatever you put out into the world, whether it be your time, your energy, your money, whatever, you're going to get back. The sun is fully risen in the sky. Hey, Shamrock Turtle, welcome. Good morning, all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I love this too, because something that I really think about on a daily basis is, how to improve, how to better myself. But there's going to be, in my head, right? I would always say, like, what are you willing to sacrifice to get yourself to the next level, right? But David Meltzer says there's no sacrifices in life, just investments. So if you change that mindset of like, okay, well, I have to sacrifice, spending time with my family in order to stay late at work, in order to get that promotion, right? It's not a sacrifice, it's an investment. I don't know, that was just the first thing that popped into my head. Or I have to sacrifice not eating dessert in order to, feel better tomorrow and hit the gym, right? It's not a sacrifice, it's an investment. And if you're able to, in your mind, make a shift of mindset, right? That's gonna help you move forward in whatever you're doing. So I really like that rhetoric. Because, hey, as an English teacher, right, I know connotation is everything, right? Words have energy, words have meaning and feeling behind them. So if you're able to kind of shift the connotation or even the denotation, the words that you're using, right, instead of sacrifice, you're flipping that to investment, that's going to change how you feel about whatever it is you're doing. I definitely walked through a spider web and I feel it, and now I'm nervous because I always get spider bites and I don't want it anymore. Please no. Okay. Another thing, how do you react to fear? Right? We're all afraid of something. And fear is sometimes the emotion behind anger or sadness, and sometimes. So thinking about that and how you react to that fear that you have. You should embrace it, right? And kind of feel all the feels and move through it. That's going to help you overcome obstacles and grow. Marcus Lemonis was also there. He is on the show The Prophet. Good morning, Crystal. And I loved when he spoke. He did kind of like a Q&A, which was really fun. But he talked about some things, but he also mentioned questioning, like, do I surround myself with people who are smarter than me? And that's a big thing, right? If you want to grow, if you're working towards some sort of goal, whether it's in your personal life or your business or whatever, right? Who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Because those are the people that are either going to hold you back or inspire you. And that's huge for me. Can I get in here? Because I don't have a Oh no. Okay. Well, let's see if this other door is open. I don't have a magic band, so. Let's see if this one works. Yeah, there should always be a door that opens. Oh, okay. We got it. And I know I've talked about this on many streams, right? So that you surround yourself, that's going to ultimately define who you are. And you want to surround yourself with positive people, people that are going to inspire you, support you, uplift you, right? If you have negative, toxic people around you, you're not going to be a happy person. And if you do have some toxic or negative people or people that are holding you back or suppressing who you are, you want to set those boundaries. If it's friends, you might want to start, removing yourself from situations that involve these people. But if they're people in your family where you might not necessarily be able to, remove them from your life, right? Because they're your family. Setting those healthy boundaries and communicating your feelings and your needs to those people is going to help you move forward. So lots of things coming up from that one note that I took. And then David Goggins, of course. So my affinity for David Goggins came over a year ago, when I started the program 75 Hard. I know I've talked about it on the stream before. For the people that have been here since the beginning, I'm a big advocate for 75 Hard. Sorry, it's a little loud. We got some cast members hard at work. We love our cast members. Bear with me for a second. We're gonna make a walk to the Magic Kingdom just to check it out. So in the beginning of my journey through 75 Hard, I was introduced to this man, well, virtually. My boyfriend Pete had one of David Goggins' YouTube videos on TV, and I walked into the room because I had been listening kind of passively in the background, and I walk into the room and I'm like, who is this? Look at the monorail this morning. And Peter goes, oh no. I'm like, this is somebody that you're now going to be obsessed with because I know you. And I'm like, what do you mean? So if you've never listened to David Goggins, after my stream, check him out. Super motivating, pumps you up. And I listened to a lot of his stuff during my journey through 75 Hard. And I feel like he was the voice in my head in moments when I felt challenged or I was having a rough day, right? I would think of, what would David Goggins do? So it was truly just I almost started crying when he came out on stage. I was so excited to see him in person. And Pete's like, he's just a person. What are you doing? I'm like, no, you don't understand that. He was a big part of my journey because it kind of helped me through that time. And it was truly a life-changing experience for me. I made a whole video about that if you want to check it out after the stream. But I don't want to dwell too much on that. But so David Goggins, last speaker that came out, and there's a line at security. So he talked about getting yourself mentally, can we go? I'm going. Getting yourself mentally out of your body to think logically. And this was something for me that was confusing because I'm the type of person that says, you need to feel all the feels, be present in the moment. And he was basically saying the opposite of that. So I said, how can I make sense of this? Because he's not let's just say he's not as descriptive in the things that he says, but he just kind of gets to the point and leaves it up to me to kind of fill in the gaps there. But what I took away from it was, if you're going through a challenge, a struggle, and you're physically feeling pain, or whether it's in like exercise or you're going through a moment, right? In order for you to actually make sense of that time and think about what's happening to you and make a judgment, you need to kind of pull yourself out of your own body and disconnect from whatever physical pain you're going through in order to make logical decisions, if that makes sense. Hey, Ken. Great question. He says, do you mainly stream at Disney? The title of your channel doesn't seem like it. I do my Monday motivations at Disney resorts, but I am a life coach. So, and because I live so close to Disney, I just wanted to start the day with a beautiful stream. That's kind of why I stream here. But I have streamed at Cocoa Beach before, and different places around Celebration. So hope that answers your question. It's not a good stream without a leaf blower. That is so true. And pressure washing. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lynette. All right, I have to shoot you at the ground. Sorry, guys. So Disney security, you're not supposed to live stream. So that's why I have to aim you at the ground for that time. Okay. Shamrock Turtle says, there's something to say about the Navy SEALs. There's even more to say about David Goggins. Great suggestion. Yeah, he's a badass, I have to say. He really is super inspiring. And I'm really downplaying him for sure. So you want to check out David Goggins. But yeah, I hope that makes sense with the statement that I just read of like removing yourself from your body kind of like emotionally. And, you know, once you get your emotions involved in things, which I do believe there's a time and place for that, it's going to make it more challenging to think logically about a difficult decision that you're in. So just knowing when to do that is extremely powerful. I love that he did like a Q&A during this seminar, which was extremely cool. I actually might put together a short of some of his answers that he gave, but I will tell you, he does curse a lot, so I was trying to navigate like how to create a short without those, you know, curses in there. I might bleep them, I might leave them, I don't know. But just a forewarning that he has a dirty mouth, that's for sure. And then, so people were asking, like, how do you get through tough times? How do you motivate yourself when you're not feeling motivated? And in my head, I'm like, please, David Goggins, he doesn't need motivation to get going. But so he talked about, I think he was talking about when he was doing his Hell Week at his SEALs training and being in the cold water and, you know, wanting to leave and go home, obviously, and warm up. He says you need to own that second where you're doubting yourself and feeling like you want to get out of the situation. You have to own the second. Don't let it own you. Right? So taking ownership of that tough moment, that tough time, don't let it control you. Good morning, Mouse Talk. Happy Monday is right. So here's the thing. I did not make park reservations. I did want to just come and show you the front of Magic Kingdom because it's so beautiful in the morning. And also there's a huge line. So I'm not gonna stand in that line and wait for them to open. But I did want to show you, I don't know how close I can get to the front entrance. And maybe we'll monorail it back to the Contemporary. But she looks so gorgeous in the morning. Yeah, lots of people are rope dropping. Mouse talk. We are definitely rope drop people. Yes, I am sure there are lots of people ready to take on the day, stream, rope drop. But it's not really what my channel is about. But I do.
Please continue over.
I do like to show you the beautiful sights and sounds of Disney.
Yes.
So.
Yes, Violet.
Going back to emotions, going back to the people that you surround yourself with, David Goggins talks about not letting your environment gain control of you, right? Because you're going to be in some situations. Oh, maybe should we take a boat? I don't know. Monorail takes you. I kind of want to be going into the lobby. I think we'll do a little monorail. A little monorail ride, and it is a little hot. Thank you so much, Mouse Talk. I appreciate you. So it's really mindset over everything, right? You are in control of your thoughts. You are in control of how you react to your emotions. Your environments don't define you as a person. So gaining control of that is what's going to help you to grow. And hey, I'm not an expert. I'm not perfect at all of these things, but they're things that I am working on every day. Right? And I just want to share that with you guys. Ooh, feel the nice breeze up here. Hello. You too, thanks. Wow, so gorgeous. We have the Grand Flow back there. We have the new Polynesian tower added there. I don't know what it's called, but it's back there. We have the boat coming in. And I am literally the only person here on the platform waiting for a monorail. We're being different today. And I see that Pete is texting me. Peter, you know I'm live. You know I'm streaming. I don't think we've ever done a little monorail stream, on the stream. I'm excited. Oh, and it's coming in. We got monorail red. Got some more tidbits to share with you, and we're going to talk more on the monorail. But I just want to thank you all for being here with me this morning, taking the time out of your day to start your week on the right foot, on a positive note, and maybe learning something new. I've said it on previous streams that, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But after reading something in the book Think Again, I realized that you should lean into the things that don't resonate with you. We need to question our beliefs and what we already know, because that is the only way that we will learn and grow. I love that so much. So if something doesn't resonate with you, maybe ask yourself why. What's something that I can learn from this? Is there a new way of thinking? Is there a new way that I can think about this idea? Or why does this new way or this new idea make me feel some type of way? Like, questioning that is huge. I want to see if we can get a car to ourselves, so let's see what happens. Oh, we got some people up front. That's okay. Yeah, Captain, I know. I just felt like popping in. I needed that AC. So something else that David Goggins talked about was, don't be mediocre. You choose average, right? And you can choose to level up. You have a choice every single day of your path. Whether you think so or not, you have a choice every day. Here we go. Giddy up.
Please hold on to the hand. Stay clear of the door. For the comfort of others, no smoking, please.
Sorry. Trying to move fast. And we're going to pull right into the contemporary. I love that, Captain. Yes, Walt is definitely a great example of not being average. Love that. Right? He had a dream and he went after it. Right? No excuses, no compromise. Just following his heart, following his dreams. And something else that David Goggins said when someone questioned, like, what do you do when you're not feeling motivated in the morning, you just can't get out of bed? And I'm not going to say exactly what he said, but he said, do you know what I tell myself? I tell myself to get the F up. That's it. That's his motivation. Get up. I love that so much. Because sometimes that's all you can do, right? Sometimes there's no words of wisdom. There's nothing that's really going to get you to where you need to be. You just got to believe, like, yeah, I'm just going to get up. Yes, he said that too, Lee. My favorite quotes by David Goggins goes something like, get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. Yes, because that is where the growth is going to happen. Absolutely. Good morning, Craig. Welcome. Okay, here we are. Back at the Contemporary. I don't know what's happening.
Stroller down this way.
Okay, you gotta come with me.
All right. It just feels like we're in a different resort than before. The second level is so different than the first level.
We better not. We have to.
Oh my god.
Oh, so it's at the same place.
He also talks about how, like, people, again, are looking for that motivation, right? And he's like people chasing a carrot on a stick. And he goes, F a carrot, just have a stick. I love that. I love it. You don't need motivation. You don't need a reward. Your reward is growing, right? And again, like I said, he might be a little bit harsh or blunt for some people, but there is some truth to the things that he says, right? There's no, motivation can only take you so far. The stream can only take you so far. Unless you're going to pair action with motivation, you're just going to stay the same. Let's take a little look out here. So this lounge by the outer rim has some really great views too. That's where we started the stream, out there on the little beach area. It's a little narrow walkway. I gotta clean these windows here. Oh my god. People waiting for Chef Mickey's. But this is a nice spot in the morning too, because the bar isn't open, but you can kind of hang out here and watch the sunrise from inside, because we watched it from the beach out there, but you can also get great views inside here, which I love. Sorry, these windows are not the cleanest. So if you want a crystal clear picture of the sunrise, go outside. It's okay. It's not too hot in the morning. All right, so we're gonna head down the escalator. I'm streaming longer today than I normally do because I'm just having a grand old time. Thank you guys for hanging out. So many things to see, so many things. Ooh. So with all that being said, and just sharing my experience, not only from the books that I've read, from the podcast, from my life experiences, but also this really, really amazing seminar that I was at. I love sharing everything with you. And again, my 90-day goal, which I counted yesterday, 90 days from the day after the seminar is September 1st. So by September 1st, ooh, squeaky door. By September 1st, I will have all of my credit cards paid off. Very excited about that. So if you're someone that is looking for life coaching, you want to improve your life, you want to transform in a certain area of your life, or maybe you just need that push, that motivation, that encouragement, that support, I'm your gal. So you can email me down below if you're ready and interested in some life coaching. If you want to support the channel with Patreon and then also get some discounts on life coaching, you can go to learningwithlaw.com or patreon.com/learningwithlaw, and you can get some information on the different levels that are there. You can follow me on Instagram, learningwithlaw55. So you can kind of get a preview into the things that I do on a daily basis. I practice what I preach. If you or someone you know needs some tutoring in reading and writing, I'm your gal. Again, that information is down below too. So I want to thank you all so much for being here with me this morning. And Mickey, we had a great, great time on the stream. We started over there on the beach. We watched a beautiful sunrise. We talked about all the things that I've started learning in my David Goggins book, Can't Hurt Me. We talked about things that we learned in the seminar from Aspire last week, and just some nuggets, some tidbits from my own life. So I want to thank you all so much for being here and going on this little tour with me this morning, this motivational walk. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Be intentional about your thoughts, about your actions, because that's really what's going to help you grow. And trying to catch up with the chat. Let's see. Captain Kirk, thank you, Lauren. Great stream today. Have a wonderful day and week, everyone. You too. Lee says, appreciate the longer stream, Law. Make it excellent. Make it an excellent week, everybody. Thanks, Lauren. Always a great way to start the week. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Pat yourself on the back. You started out your Monday on the right foot. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button, subscribe, become a Patreon, share the stream, all that jazz. But yes, hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next Monday. We don't know where. After the stream is over, leave a comment down below. Let me know where you'd like to see me stream next week. Bye, everyone. Bye, Christina. Have a great week. See you soon.